This is actually a true story that happened to me when I met Muhammad Ali. And I was asked to tell the story, of course, since he had just passed away. But it happened exactly 50 years ago in 1966. Before I came to Cleveland and everything, when I graduated from high school, I went to a cooking school, in Chicago. They had a school for cooking, and I spent 2 years there. Okay, now what happened at that school in Chicago? Mr. Foster was the head of that department and everything. He knew practically everybody in Chicago in the restaurant business, and he would get jobs for the fellows. There were about 80 of us, and he would get jobs in the city of Chicago because he felt on-the-job training could do a lot more than teaching. So I was working at a French restaurant in downtown Chicago, Cafe La Tour. It was right on Lakeshore Drive by Buckingham Fountain. It was 40 floors up, and the top floor was the restaurant, Cafe La Tour, and it had glass where you can sit and have your meal, and you could look down and you could see the Chicago skyline, the Chicago Harbor, and Buckingham Fountain, Grand Park, and everything. Well, before I got into the kitchen, the owner had me out in the dining room, and what I would do is I would carve the duck. I would do the cherry flambe and do the baked Alaska and do the crepe Suzettes with all the flaming stuff and things like that. Well, there's one particular day or not evening when I was working. Of course, my station was right there where I could look down and see the Chicago skyline and everything. It was right up here. Who should walk in is Muhammad Ali. Now, when he walked in, he just went past the maitre d'. He stood in the dining room and everything, and he figured out where he wanted to sit, and he wanted to sit right there, one of the tables by the windows. Well, he happened to take that station or that table right by my station. And so, man, here he is, so I got myself a menu, and I still have that menu today at home. I went down and I said, Mr. Clay, can I have your autograph? Now, I want to let you know, I was just a 20-year-old kid, I said, Mr. Clay, can I have your autograph? Well, he wrote, World Heavyweight Champion Muhammad Ali, 1966. Well, I looked at that menu, and like I'm saying, I was a 20-year-old kid and everything, and I'm saying to myself, who's Muhammad Ali? So he had kind of just changed his name, and I said, Muhammad Ali? This is Cassius Clay. So I said, Mr. Clay, ever since I've known you in baseball, since I've known you in boxing, I've known you as Cassius Clay. Could you put Cassius Clay in parentheses? Well, when I said that, he just jumped up, man. He was that close to me. That close to me. And he said, my grandfather was a slave, and when he was freed, he took his master's name. I'm not a slave. And I was, thank you. And I just left. And that was the end of it. I just went up to my station. He was right there eating everything. But that's all I had to do and everything. Some people tell me, well, you should have let him hit you. That way you could sue. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if I would have got up. But like I'm saying, I was just I just knew him as Cassius Clay. So it was just something that happened and everything, and he was upset. But that's basically it. And I still have that menu today.